Hi, and welcome to Fire Service Warrior video blog, episode number 7. Today, we're talking about training. We're talking about the 7th point on the ETHOS statement. Fire Service Warriors train every day. The reality is, this trade, this calling, this vocation, however you want to refer to it, isn't something that we can show up once a week and dedicate an hour's worth of time to and think that we're going to be able to master the skills that are going to keep us alive and thriving on the fire ground. It's just not going to happen. There's so many things that as fire service warriors we have to have an intuitive understanding of. I'm going to come back to kind of the 3 big cognitive skill sets over and over again. Fire behavior, building construction, reading smoke. Fire is the enemy. We have to understand how our enemy is going to behave. The building is the battleground we fight on. We have to study building construction and be able to recognize and identify the particular hazards of a building by getting that quick mental snapshot of the front. And reading smoke, that's our tactical intelligence. That gives us a sense of fire development, fire location, whether or not we are verging on experiencing a sudden change in conditions. These are cognitive skills and they have to be mastered. So that's our knowledge. So then comes our skills. Our skills like comfort with our SCBA, leading out hose, throwing ladders, building then into the coordinated type fireground operations of suppression, ventilation, search and rescue. Bringing those skill sets together requires us to train, to study, to be prepared. And it's only once we have the required knowledge and skills that we can genuinely have solid ability, capacity, capability to operate on the fire ground. Now, that training everyday piece, that doesn't mean that we have to necessarily go out and throw ladders for 4 hours every day or lead out the same line over and over and over again. The fact of the matter is that repetitive drill, simply for the sake of not thinking of something new, is going to burn your people out just as badly as not doing anything at all will. And not training will burn you out as well. If we look at people's confidence level, at people's ability to remain calm under stress, their exposure to situations is directly related to their experience with it. Bruce Seidel, in his book Sharpening the Warrior Spirit, talks about the idea that if you take and train somebody how to swim in a pool, you can teach them the strokes, you can build their strength, they can get very comfortable in the water. You can get somebody that's swimming a mile back and forth laps in a pool. As soon as you take and drop them into the open ocean, their anxiety level goes up. Their fear escalates. They don't feel confident in their skills because the environment has changed and their understanding of that environment is different. Same thing happens on the fire ground. If we have folks that are not drilled and trained in critical fireground skills, they're going to be uncomfortable, they're going to be nervous. And as soon as that anxiety sets in, they lose the ability to do quality cognitive processing. Anxiety kills situational awareness. Frank Herbert said it in his book Dune, fear is the mind killer. It's true. Fear will kill the mind. We have to restrain fear. The best way to do that is through training. Through challenging scenario training, through personal rehearsals. So what does training every day look like? For me, and that's probably the best way for me to illustrate this, every single day I read something about the fire service. I read a line of duty death report. I study a chapter in a book. I look at some of the blogs that are out there about current happenings in the fire service. What's going on? And while I may look at things from a political standpoint sometimes, or from a interest standpoint sometimes, every day I try to find something that is going to help me think about the way I do my job, in a way I can do my job better. A piece of knowledge that I didn't already have. Probably 4 days a week, I'm doing some kind of physical training regime. 4 to 6 days a week I'm working out. Because that physical skill set is going to allow me to thrive on a fire ground. When I'm at the firehouse, when I'm teaching, when I'm working in an environment where I can work on firefighter skills, I try to do something every day. Bare minimum, I go through the process of calling a mayday every time I check out my air pack. It's a little 2-minute drill that allows me to rehearse for that unthinkable moment if I ever would have to do that. Literally, I check out my air pack, breathe it down, go through that process. And then, activate my pass device, I reset my pass device, and I go through that process. Mayday, mayday, mayday. I give my lunar report, my location, my unit, my name, my assignment, my resources. What do I need? All of those things. It's just a little simulation, but it allows me to focus on the fact that I may have to do that, and that I need to be vigilant. I'll do things like random days. I'll go and grab hydrant connections, and I'll go and make the hydrant in front of the firehouse 5, 6, 8, 10 times. My career service position is as an engineer. I make a hydrant on a pretty regular basis. But a couple of times a year I grab those tools and just refresh that skill set. A couple of times a year I'll throw my SCBA on and I'll practice getting masked up, putting my hood on, getting my helmet on, all while wearing my gloves. Just to make sure that I'm comfortable with that skill set where I don't have to take my gloves off. Every time we go ahead and are cleaning ladders, it's a great opportunity to work on ladder skills. Throwing a ladder, working on single person raises. How do you do that? How do you maneuver those pieces of equipment? Little bits and pieces each and every day. There's all kinds of things we can work on. They don't have to be big, full-blown drills. They don't have to be hour-long extravaganzas if we don't have the time. It can simply be sitting down and reviewing a NIOSH line of duty death report, or reading a chapter in a book, or looking at the blogs, or looking at things like Fire Engineering's website. Seeing what's out there. What options are there? What can we learn? We can now sit down and Google or look up on YouTube house fire videos and watch hundreds of videos of house fires that have occurred. Residential, commercial occupancy, industrial building fires, fires all over the world. We can practice reading smoke at fires we've never been to. We have a hard time getting sets and reps on the fire ground. We can train using that video. It's the same thing as an NFL team watching video of an opponent. We get a sense of how fire develops, how things grow. We can read building construction. We can practice those skill sets. So, right now, if you're following me on Twitter, you'll notice that I've started posting my fitness routines on there pretty often. I think I'm also going to start doing, with the hashtag FSW training, my training that I do each day. So start looking for, under the hashtag FSW fitness, whatever my fitness routine is for the day, and under the hashtag FSW training, whatever I'm working on that day is a personal training skill set. And that way, if you guys care to, you can follow me. On Twitter, I'm Chris FSW. All those links will be in the blog post, and you'll be able to find those there. Big news today. The notice came out from Penwell Publications. My book, The Combat Position Achieving Firefighter Readiness, is now available for pre-order. About 300 and some odd pages with pictures and charts and quite a bit of information in it. I hope you'll take the chance and go ahead and pre-order it. I'll be at FDIC. I'll be teaching on Monday and Wednesday. Come check out the classes. Come find me. Say hello. We'll grab an adult beverage and chat about this whole industry. So thanks again for coming out and visiting the blog. Thanks for visiting the website. Keep referring folks. It's been a great month. Keep it up. Have a good weekend. Cheers.